Hi guys, today we're going to talk about interval notation. Interval notation is just another way to write your solution for any inequality. In order to do interval notation, you need to know what it consists of. We use parentheses and brackets to write our answer. When we use parentheses, it's going to be for less than or greater than. We're going to use the brackets when it's less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. The order in which we do this would be least amount would be on your left, largest amount would be on the right. Okay, and then here you would either put a bracket or a parenthesis, and here you would either do a bracket or parenthesis. No, you do not have to use parentheses on both ends, and you do not use brackets on both ends. You can use a combination of both. So let's look at some. So we have something that looks like this. It says 8 is less than x is less than 11. So if I wanted to write this in interval notation, the least amount, remember I'm going to write it up here, least amount, comma, greatest amount. Okay, so over here, the least amount is 8. The greatest amount is 11. Now I have to decide. By the 8, it says less than, and less than is a parenthesis. For the 8, over here by the 11, less than, x is less than 11, I'm going to use a parenthesis. This is now in interval notation. I don't know that I spelled that right. All right, so let's look at the next one. Again, least, comma, greatest. The least amount is going to be -3. The largest amount is going to be 6. But in this instance, notice how it's less than or equal to for both. That means we are going to use brackets on both ends. Give this one a try. For this one, let's do least amount, comma, greatest amount. Then we're going to decide, because it says less than and less than, we are going to do parentheses on both sides. Try the next one. For this one, we have -4 and 5. So my least amount is -4. My greatest amount is 5. Looking at these though, this says less than or equal to. That tells me to make it a bracket. But on this end, I only have a less than. That means it's a parenthesis. When we look at something that looks like this, we don't know what our least amount is or what our greatest amount is. It's not written both there. Oops, let's get a eraser. So we have to decide, what does this say? This tells me that x is greater than 7. That means 7 is my smallest number because x is everything greater than 7. So 7 is my smallest number. But then we have to discuss what is greater than 7. How do we represent all of those numbers on the number line using, saying that it's greater than 7? And your answer would be an infinity. Okay? And then we would go about putting our brackets and our parentheses in. So since there is a less or a greater than sign here, we are going to use a parenthesis by 7. But notice how there's nothing to tell me what an infinity is. So I'm going to give you a note. an infinity or a negative infinity will always have a, I can't spell that, so let's do it this way, and I'm running out of room, parenthesis. Okay, one or the other. All right, so knowing that this is a infinity, I'm going to put a parenthesis there. So let's look at the next one. This one here says x is less than or equal to 9. So 9 is my greatest amount, okay, because x is everything smaller than 9. So when I'm doing this, it's 9 over here, but how do I represent everything that's smaller than 9? And again, we're going to use infinity, but because it's the smaller amount, we're going to use negative infinity. And let's remember my note. Okay, my infinity or my negative infinity will always have a parenthesis. So this one gets a parenthesis. My 9, let's see what this one gets. I have a less than or equal to, so that means my 9, on the other hand, gets a bracket. Give these a try. All right, so for this one, it says x is less than negative 5. That means all the x's are less than negative 5, making negative 5 my largest number. And that means negative infinity is my smallest number. It's infinity, so I know it gets a parenthesis. This is a less than sign, so my 5 also gets a parenthesis. Try the next one. In this one, it says x is greater than or equal to 4, meaning 4 is my smallest number and x is everything bigger than 4. So it's 4, comma, and again, infinity. And we know that infinity always gets a parenthesis. But my 4, it says greater than or equal to, so this end gets a bracket. If you have any questions, email me, and I'll be happy to go over it with you.